Hi everybody. Hey, it's Deborah with Salvage Sister and Mister. I always think I am at a point where I can see the names and then I get on and all of a sudden it's very challenging. And here comes the Periscope kitty. How's everybody's Monday doing? I was trying to get my notes and get my kitty. Oh, hi Karen. Thank you guys for the hearts. So now I'm dropping things. You guys, I'm telling you, my Monday has not been a good Monday. I have had the Monday, so I'll just talk. Oh, thank you. So I'll just talk for a minute while I'm picking up my pencil. Okay, so I know I've missed you too, Karen. Hi, Lisa. Okay, so you guys, I'm telling you, we're just going to chat for a minute before I get into the business scope. The Monday has been, holy moly, thank you guys for sharing. Hi, Heather. So, Monday. Okay, so I was just already running so late. So late. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I was running totally behind. Like, my son's looking at the clock going, are we going to get going? Because I need to get to school. It's bad when your son looks at the clock. You know it's not going well. So my hair is drenched. And has anybody ever done this before? Thanks, Kirsten. So I had wet hair in the car and I turned up the heat all the way to try and blow dry my hair. Has anybody else ever done that before? The secrets of my life. Okay, so I got him going. I think he was late to school. I was in a big long of cars. I'm doing my makeup in the car. I've got the heater going to blow dry my hair. I forgot so I work at a school as the head cook, and so I do all my shopping for the week on Mondays. So yeah. Out the window. Yeah. I don't think it would have. Oh, hi, Jennifer. So I don't think it would have. I think because in Oregon, it just wouldn't have worked. So I needed the heater on. So I'm doing my makeup at the stoplights. I've got the hair thing going. I was in a big. Oh, thank you. So I forgot my grocery list. So I had to go into work before I went into the store to get all the groceries. Okay, so now the worst thing hasn't happened yet. So that was a whole nother step, put me behind. I go into work, get the grocery list, go get all the groceries for the week, and then I go into work, get all the stuff put away. It was a manic Monday, I'm not even kidding. So then this is the worst part. So we do, I work at a high school, we do a teriyaki bowl for the kids on Monday because I shop. It needs to be an easy meal. So we have pots of rice. While I'm at the store, one of the girls starts the pot of rice. Large, we're talking commercial size vats of rice. So she starts one, and then I start the other when I get in. So I take all that rice out and then I do a whole nother one. And then I make brownies and some other stuff before the lunch session starts. So at 10 minutes before the lunch, no, it was 15 minutes before lunch starts, I realize we have no rice. So we have the meat done, but there's no rice for these teriyaki bowls. No rice. I've got over 50 kids. Usually we do about 60 teriyaki bowls. And I have no rice. So, isn't this why you guys turned in today? So we had to go to a restaurant and buy pans of rice. And that wasn't all the rice that was needed. So I had 60 kids lined out my window. I didn't have enough rice. It was a train wreck. So then somebody who knows my son comes in, my oldest son comes in and says, yeah, he says, where was Isaiah today? He wasn't in class. Now he goes to the community college here. and they both went to this high school, and he was just in visiting. It was just by accident that he was there. So I said, I don't know. Well, he totally missed class today. It's one of those days. We're just all kind of every which way today. So I'm thinking I need to go back to bed and start the Monday over again. But you know what? It is what it is. It's fine. It's going to be fine. My whole philosophy in life is make the best with what you've got, right? So that's what we do. And we made the best with what we had. The kids got fed eventually, and they got an extra Gatorade today because it took us a while to get the meals out. But you know what? Things happen, right? Yeah, it was fun. It was pretty stressful. The kids were all just lined up like, are we ever going to get our lunch? But, you know, that's the way it goes. So today, now we're actually going to get to the real scope today. On Mondays, for those of you who don't know, I do a business scope, and we blog, my husband and I, over at salvagesisterandmister.com. Like I said, our whole philosophy is to make the best with what you've got. So we try to help you salvage, while we're trying to do the same, salvage time, money, resources, moments for your best life. So I'm going to share one of the things that I've learned while I've been on this blogging journey. And if you're not a blogger, it doesn't matter, because this can apply for any business or just in work. Organizing, I think just in organizing like a home, this is the same principle. And that is batch working. So one of the things that I learned a little later than I probably should have, because you're going from Facebook to Instagram to Twitter to whatever. And I don't know about you guys, but I get easily distracted. And so I start on this rabbit trail of, on Facebook, and then I'm starting to read all these and find all the funny videos and what have you, when that's not what I was supposed to be there for. So I have found batch working works really well for me. So, isn't social media a rabbit's hole? You really end up just like, and then it just spins out of control. So, for example, in my handy dandy book, and if you guys haven't seen my planner, and you're interested, especially if you're blogging, I did what I do. It's just a regular planner by Lang, but I adjusted it to blogging. So if you want to see the details of what I did, you can go over there. So I'll go over to my Facebook tab, which is, it is on the blog. If you just search blog planner, it will come right up. It will show you the exact one I use. And then it will also show you the tabs that I made to make it more blog friendly. Okay, so on my Facebook tab that I made, I'll write down all my different ideas of creating little graphics for my Facebook page. So when I go on to PicMonkey, I'm not just making, wherever you're going to make your graphics. I'm not just making one, I'm going to batch out 10 of those for all the ideas that I have here, and then I'll check those off, and I'll save them all under Facebook, and with the preface of Facebook, and then I'll schedule those out so that I'll make all the graphics, and then I'll make all the scheduling for that. Same with, sometimes people do that with Instagram. They batch out their Instagram for the week, and they know what they're going to post, and they get all those pictures taken. And I know some people use a scheduler, but if you don't use a scheduler, even just having, viral tag, even if you don't have a scheduler, getting the pictures taken ahead of time can really help you for Instagram. If you're going to make graphics for your Pinterest, being able to have, just sit down and do all that all together. And so if you're doing blog posts, a lot of times people will, and this is how I started, you do a blog post, and then you do the pictures, and then you do the graphics. Well, what I learned, unfortunately a little later than I probably should have is write all the posts out. Then do one particular day where you do all your pictures for all your posts. And then on another day, do all your graphics for another post. And then that way you're not going and switching gears constantly, because it's in those switching of the gears that you really end up with a lot of extra time in that rabbit hole, a lot of distractions. And so if you can just keep on that batch of work, oh my gosh, it is so much. It has saved me so much. I think what got me started on it was at the Snap conference last year. Somebody was talking about that they were photographing in batches. They photographed their blog posts for the week or month, and I think it's because they had a photographer come in. But, it really doesn't matter, just that batch working. So if you're not a blogger, even like I know Etsy shops, a lot of them, when I've purchased from them, they say this is the day that I ship. And then that way they're not constantly going to the post office every other day. It's like, well, this is the day I ship. So they're batching. If you are in your home and, you're organizing a room, you're batching that room. If you start going into another room, then you fell into that distraction area. So, batch work really can be applicable to anything. When we go grocery shopping, we're not going grocery shopping and filling up our gas tank. You're just grocery shopping. You're just doing that one particular thing for the week, not just the day. Yeah, block scheduling, exactly. Yeah, so it really, if you can think in terms of when you're on a particular thing, so it's great. Yeah, when you're just starting, it's really great to get in that mindset. I learned a lot of things later than I wish I would have, but it really, really helps. So you can learn from all of the rest of us making mistakes. But if you can really think in terms of how can I, when you're doing something, and this is, from the home to a shop to a brick and mortar store to blogging, if I'm doing something, if I'm going to go into Twitter and I'm going to do a tweet, what else can I do while I'm in that app to get something done? And schedule out your tweets, schedule out your Facebook posts, but work in batches if you can, because it will really save you a lot of time and energy, and it will avoid and minimize distractions for sure. So that is kind of what I was going to chit chat with you guys about today, because it really, really, really has saved me making that mind shift from doing one steps and working in batches. It's really saved me a lot of time. So that's what I thought I'd share with you guys today on my Manic Monday. Hopefully I'll stick around for just a minute or two and see if anybody has any questions. I haven't said hello to my replay viewers. So replay viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, you guys can reach me at, oh good, I'm so glad. You can reach me at Salvage Sis on Twitter. Your batching social media is what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah, you know what? It's a lot of work. There's no doubt about it. There's a lot to do and a lot of work. That's why I work out of my planner to keep on top of it, especially because, with my day job, I have to really stay on top of it, because blogging is, for what I want out of it, it's a lot of work, because I do want it as my full-time occupation. It's my passion. It's what I love to do. So it's definitely what I want to be as my full-time job. All right, guys, if there's no other questions, I will say adios for now. I do use a paper planner, and you know what? I have tried the electronic planner, and I will tell you, I use Google Sheets a lot, and I like Google Sheets. But there's times where I have found that the electronic planner just doesn't work for me as well for a calendar. And so if you want to go over to the, I think that was Heather that asked that. If you want to go over to the site, Heather, you can see what I do. But I just found that I am a paper planner girl. I still have things. I keep notes in my phone. Okay, yeah. I keep notes in my phone. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, iron. Oh, gosh, it goes so fast. I'm so sorry. It just went away from me. But Sally. Okay, Sally. There's something about a paper planner. So I keep notes in my phone. I keep the Google Sheets and things like that. But when I'm needing to write stuff down, this is what I use. So you can look over at the site and see what I do. But you know, for the last 2 years, I've used a paper planner, and I just think it works a little bit better for me. My phone will go off because of all the social medias and this, that, and the other. If I have my notifications on for my calendar, it picks up on the other notifications, and then my phone's going off all the time. So, so that doesn't work. Yeah, exactly. For a blue sky yeah, you know what? And it doesn't have to be a really expensive planner. So this one I got at a 50% off, you know, after Christmas sale, and it's the Lang one, and there is a link on my site for it. And it's it was really inexpensive, and I think you could get it on Amazon for like $14. But you can, you know, I just particularly like this one. It works really well for me, and it has all what I need. And I've just customized, you know, some of the extra stuff to it. Filiofax, and can't get in the habit of using it. Yeah, and I should probably know what that is, but I don't know it. You made it all darling. Yeah. It's you know, all the supplies and stuff are so, I love office supplies. Yeah, you don't use it. And you know what? You have to find what works for you. I've tried several different things. And you know, when I had my dumb phone, I used the calendar on it, and it worked really well. But then when I got my smartphone and I had all the notifications, okay, yeah, I haven't been able to find a way to turn off the notifications for all my social medias and still keep my calendar going. It seems like whenever I turn off the notifications for my social medias, then it doesn't allow me the same for my calendar. I've just had trouble with it. I've tried a bunch of different things, and then I'm like, I just can't mess with this any longer. So I just kind of let it go. And the paper one is with me, and I don't know. So is my smartphone. I don't know why, but the paper seems to work for me. But find a system that works for you. It helps to keep organized. And then work in batches. And I promise you, once you work in batches, you'll find a lot more organization and a lot more, less distractions and a lot more efficiency. So I will say adios, you guys, and you can tweet me if you have any other questions, or on the blog, if you leave a comment with a question, I'll respond to that as well. All right, guys, thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow. I scope at 2 p.m. on Pacific time, Monday through Friday. Bye-bye.